Hello, can anybody hear us?
Good evening, guys. How's it going, Amber? Good to see you.
Good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing incredible. It's a crazy conundrum of a day. It's been such a rush, go to the metal, pedal to the metal type of day. And now I know I have 3 podcasts tonight. I have tried to watch The Matrix this morning before I went to work. So it's been like such a stressful planning day, but I knew the whole time that meditation was the underlying foundation. So I was always just trying to find my balance in that woo-sa that we all really need in this life.
Yes. And see, just by like me watching your videos and stuff, I know that your chakras are like they're good, especially your throat chakra, because that's for communicating and all of that stuff. So I know that that's good. Like
for sure. I've worked a long time aligning my chakras and also disaligning myself from this illusion, from the society, from all the static that's going on outside of our peacefulness. But of course, I have my bad habits. I am a walking conundrum. We all fall into the evil tendencies, but just to be aware of it and to slow down is a step in the right direction. And a step in the right direction will get you somewhere over a long time.
Right. It will. It takes, and with meditation, manifesting and all that, it takes practice. It takes making it a habit. So manifesting, let's talk about that first. So technically manifesting is to be seen clearly, visible, recognized by your mind. That's kind of what it means. But, we have the ability within us to manifest anything we want in our life. If we want to see things, if we want to do things, if we want certain jobs, if we need extra money, if we need whatever it is in life, we can get that happiness. We have to manifest that stuff. And we have so much power. I once seen this meme and it said, if people knew how powerful their words were, they would never say anything negative again. And that is so true.
1,000,000%. We are water. This entire existence is water. And we've all seen the simple little science experiment when you have 2 cups of water and you say positive things to this one and then you say negative things to this one. Of course, the positive one thrives and the negative one gets all moldy. So we have to remember that because our thoughts literally manifest our reality. It just shapes our existence. So we have to refrain from those negative, self-harming, just disastrous thoughts that are propelled and programmed through modern music, television, and just the overall way of life. So you have to be bigger than it and just to understand that energy inside of you is eternal. So trying to contaminate it or trying to box it in will never work. So you have to try to find that balance between here and eternity.
Yes. And before people, like a lot of people are, I've heard people tell me, well, I'll want something good to happen, then it doesn't. But there are things you can do that block manifesting. So, just a few examples of things that we can do that block it is judging people constantly, passing judgment, being a negative Nancy or a Debbie Downer, expecting the worst out of situations, jealousy. When you're not right with yourself, it's not going to happen. You're going to block your own gifts, your own potential. So you have to be really careful how you think when you're doing this and, your mindset with it. You can't do it in a hostile or negative way because it's not going to work.
100%. Our thoughts are dangerous when we get caught in those ruthless cycles, and we have to break free. And even the Spider-Man movie recently, MJ says, oh, she never expects anything, so she can't be let down. And it plays into the plot, and, it's somewhat like you could smile at it. But I think some of those passive tones, it really shapes the young people's minds. So again, we just have to hit it young, stay positive, be big. And I don't like to get locked in those precious, horrible thoughts, man, because I've been locked in those cyclones. I know you have too. And a lot of people who are in this supernatural community have been put through the trials and tribulations, but it all starts in the mental. And in my real life, I use manifestation plenty. And then also in this paranormal realm, I manifest because even days before investigations, you have to think it, you have to believe it, you have to see it, you have to walk it through, and then it will happen. So it's an ongoing process. It's a balance of the waters, walking on water.
Yeah, and you actually have a video. It was a while back. I'm not going to say it was one of your first ones, but it was from a while back, the rattlesnake, where you were like, I've manifested this to happen, and then you had this video of this rattlesnake right in front of you.
100%. And just recently, I just posted that picture of the coral snake, and 1,000,000% same thing. I manifested that. I fought so hard. I've looked at so many pictures. I've woke up those mornings feeling like how I would have felt. You have to think it. You have to be it before you become it. So yes, 1,000,000%. The Eastern Diamondback rattlesnake, which really blew up on TikTok, that was more of just manifestation coming in many different levels. And not to really get into that, but that day I had a Bigfoot Odyssey interview, and I had such big hopes and plans for that. I was like, man, I'm going to get a bunch of subscribers. Bigfoot people are really going to gravitate my way. Well, the interview went great. I was a million miles per hour. The people that loved it, loved it. The people that liked it, liked it. But there was a lot of people that it just did not resonate with. And in a way, it didn't live up to its potential. Sure enough, I go on my phone and I see that I have 400,000 views on a rattlesnake video. So it's so funny that like my whole angle was that morning planning up for that, and then it didn't go 100% my way, and then boom, something that I wasn't planning on, but also I was building it for so long. So it's amazing that sometimes your eyes go here, but you're also working so much wider. And then same thing happened with the pygmy rattlesnake. I manifested that. The coral snake just recently, becoming a speaker at these conferences, being able to put my books out. I wrote in 2001 before 9/11. That I wanted to be a writer. So again, my whole life is a manifestation. I believe everybody's is. It's just an outcome of what your thoughts have been. That's why we need to try to shape our thoughts. But again, no one is perfect. We all fall into that dark side. So we have to balance it back out and just work extra hard. And I hear the kitty cat is trying to get on screen already, man. All the cats are trying to get their attention early. They're trying to say, we are the queens of manifestation. We have quartz in our pineal gland. And when we purr, the vibrations just get sent out and the frequencies heal. So imagine when you tell your cat and you share your deepest, most intimate thoughts with your loved ones. It is a catalyst. Things happen. But they also tell you not to tell your dreams to people that also, don't see the guiding light for you, because they will just break it down and their negative thoughts will even affect it. So be very cautious with all thoughts, inside and out. They always say, you got to watch what you speak. It will come true.
Exactly. And even when I do readings, like card readings for people, there's a lot of times it comes up about anger. Like we have to be careful when we speak with anger too. It's okay to have emotions. We all have emotions. We all have happy, sad. We all feel that. And it's never good to suppress it. But when we speak out of anger, or, we say things that we're going to regret or that can come back at us. So you have to be really careful about that as well. I promised I would give Spaced Out Radio a shout out. So they're on TikTok as well. They just started TikTok. And speaking of manifesting, I was in their chat one night on YouTube. That channel is awesome. And I said, my goals for 2022 to be a guest on Spaced Out Radio. And he was like, let me make that happen. It was scheduled like right then. So that's another example of manifesting, what you want.
That's a beautiful thing when you could see it happen right in front of you in real time. That just shows that it is very true. And congrats on Space Out Radio. I will be breaking them in probably the week before you.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
I'm super excited. They have an awesome community over there. The late night show with Big Willie and Gemma is super rad. Dave is mad cool. So I'm just super excited to share it up during the night, man. And I'm also going to be on the Chad Smith podcast, which is kind of in the Spaced Out Radio family. So thanks to Cassie, of course, from Oracles and Beyond, and Thin Lizzie Borden, Bree. She's awesome. Of course, both of them are very in tune with the cards, with the vibes, and with this world. So I definitely appreciate them, but they helped get those kind of connections made. I'm super excited for it because 2022 has big plans, and you are coming off a million view video on TikTok. So it's really cool to just see the momentum keep riding into the new year. We've been together, friends, since 11,000 followers, and wow, now we're in 20. Wow. We've doubled up, and it's really cool to have that kind of track. But but to see our work and content and the spider web we've created and the opportunities that have came our way since just me and you became friends. So it's a beautiful thing to see how far things have come with some hard work. And you and I are every single day at this.
Yes. And that's another thing, you know, when you're presented with an opportunity, a lot of times people will just say, you know, oh, that's okay, I'll pass. But you can't do that. Take that chance, because you're going to regret it one day. You're going to say, what if I would have done that? Or what if I would have went and done this? You know, always take opportunities when you're given them. If it's something that you're passionate about, always take those.
100%. I've never really regretted anything I've done, but I've regretted and I've held on to a lot of stuff that I missed out on, and it still eats me alive. And a lot of my journey in my every single day is really just trying to catch up to who I expected myself. You know, I look back at my childhood. I held a burden on some of it because I was really good at sports, but it really didn't get me anywhere other than, you know, good teamwork and friendship. In my mind, I thought it didn't get me anywhere. Man, I wish I played music. I could still use that now. Where can I throw a football now? Well, sure enough, a couple of years ago, I taught myself how to play guitar. Once that happened, I was able to accept my childhood and see how it actually shaped me into the man that I am today. And now that I look back, I'm like, wow, thank God I was part of those teams, because all this spunk that is part of me now and able to communicate with people. And, you know, some people be like, he doesn't communicate with anybody. He just talks. But, you know, I'm a team player. And that actually goes back to just the hard days on the field, long practices, and just trying to achieve a common goal with a group of people. And it has showed me so many different avenues. And then me teaching myself how to play guitar, it has provided that type of framework. So yes, take every single opportunity and jump when you can, because you can always go home. I know there's different situations, but you can always go home. There's always a safe base. So pop your bubble of comfort. You know, when I left Ohio and lived out of my car and joined the punk rock musical and stayed on the road and lived at gas stations and Walmarts, man, I didn't know what the heck the next day happened, but it created a beautiful story. And now I walk with confidence. I walk like knowing who I am. And it's still an ongoing journey, but I'm in love with the journey. And if I sold myself,
that's your path, you know, it's not going to be the same as anybody else's. We have our own paths we take. There's a few different ways people can manifest. And you mentioned it earlier. One of the ways that people can do this, and a lot of people don't think about it, is journaling. So just writing something down, writing what you expect down. And that's kind of what you were saying you did back when you we're talking about writing books and stuff. You wrote this down. So we can journal. If you're not into any other way, journaling is a really good way to do this.
I see we have some fans. Andrea Nason from Perth, Australia. It's so awesome to see other people, other continents all coming together for the same goal, because we came from the same energy. Energy is never created nor destroyed. It has always existed. So we came from some source altogether. So that's why when I look to other human beings, that's me. You know, we were saying it on the Big Willie podcast, the UFO Garage. You know, I am Chad Smith. I am Amber's Paraworld. You are Bigfoot Anon. We are all, you know, so we have to really connect on that, because there have been experiments and experiences that can show and confirm that all of our brains are connected. There was one really cool one with the crossword puzzle. There was two groups. One group just did the crossword puzzle, got tested. That's how it went. The second control group, they did it after the answers were already out to the world. So people already were electrified in their mind, but they weren't given the answers. And they did their crossword. They scored significantly better. And that's awesome. How did they tap into the other people's brainwaves, of course? And there are so many different connections of that. Of course, a mother and a child, the connection between that, a true loved one, and of course, kindred souls, someone you have never even met or accompanied before, but you have that connection. It goes deeper than your body and shell. There's an energy inside of us that connects to somewhere. And I think that is the main purpose of life, is to understand or to find the balance of it. And people that you're supposed to meet that you don't know this, but it's already aligned that you're supposed to meet.
So another way is scripting. And this is when you talk about it out loud. You describe it out loud. You say it out loud, say, this is what I want to happen. And you give detail. So just speaking it, like we were talking about earlier, just speaking this stuff, that's a way to manifest. Then you can use numbers. You can do the 17-second method, which I did this last night. And it's 17 seconds is not that long. But when you're just focusing on the one thing over and over, it can be a long time, and try not to get distracted. But just thinking of something and focusing on that one thing that you're manifesting for 17 seconds straight. So that is a good way to manifest things as well.
I love that. I've never heard specifically 17 seconds, but I am so looking forward to being out in the woods and out on the adventures and calling for myself to do it and the group to do it. And to group manifest is such another powerful thing. One flashlight, poof, spotlights, man. It's a powerful thing. And again, with paranormal investigations and cryptid investigations, I look at it as energy. And say you got 4 people, you could be 4 different colors of energy, or you could be one source just moving in there. And I can see the pros and cons for both, but I think they're very interesting that we can connect energy. But 17 seconds, I cannot wait to do that. Oh man.
Yeah, I came across 2 other ways to do it, and this is like sort of like vibrational math, I guess. The 55-5. So that would be writing or saying what you want 55 times a day for 5 days in a row. So it's just and I think the whole gist of this is once you write it and say it so many times, you start believing it, and that's what you have to do. It's the power of the mind. So when you're writing this and when you're writing down what you want to manifest or saying it over and over, you believe it. So that's what you have to believe this for it to happen.
100%. That is powerful. There is a reason why our teachers made us write 100 times on the chalkboard. I will not swear in class. I will not kick the globe.
Let me see here. Okay.
I see Caucasian Sasquatch is here. Tony the Rock Fams. Cassie from Beyond. You must have heard us talking about you. And of course, Ida. How are you guys all doing? Again, this is all connected. I am a huge believer of the red string theory. The weird anklet. We have a red yarn that goes around all of our ankles. And if we've connected, then all of ours are tied up from long before we've ever existed. And again, I think that's just such a beautiful thing. There's a great TV show called Touch with Kiefer Sutherland, and it's all about cause and effect. And it's a beautiful thing to watch. But sometimes, in Ashton Kutcher's butterfly effect situation, you could see that it becomes a nightmare other times when you think of all the other possibilities. So live this one life with all you got and make the most of all your thoughts, even inside your mind, guys. Try to refrain from that negativity.
Yes, absolutely. Now, the 2 most popular ways to manifest envisioning it. So this is where you're just going to sit there, close your eyes, and you imagine. So some people actually don't have the ability to use their imagination that way. I think it can be, you can train yourself if you're that kind of person, but just envision it, make it like a scene and see yourself already doing this, see the end process of it. So just by envisioning this, and then also manifestation meditation. So meditating on these ideas or these things that you want in your life by meditating. So that's a good way to manifest. And that's usually what I do. That's usually how I do it.
And that's clearly the most powerful one, of course. But if you can combine them all in your own different personified ways, I think that's where you could get the maximum capacity out of it all. And not to get off subject, but right there, guys, see how Amber, she muted herself when she was coughing. I love that. That is great StreamYard etiquette. And of course, me mentioning it is not great StreamYard etiquette, but I just want everybody to know I've been on so many shows that they're coughing and sneezing. It's like, dude, mute it. That's the beauty behind the cinema and being on top of things. But yes. Just every single day, being on top of things takes you that much further. So just have that extra awareness, that eagle eye, that third eye vision. It comes in many different shapes and forms.
Absolutely. Yeah. Luckily, I just have a little bit of coughing, and we are good. We had that yucky virus and we are good. I was sitting there yesterday doing my research on this and I'm like, why am I not manifesting myself better? Like, let's do this. Like, you know, I made some homemade hot toddies and made some homemade turmeric honey mixtures and we're good.
Heck yeah. Couple hours later and you're back on the road 100%.
Absolutely. So since we talked about manifesting, let's talk about meditation. Yes. And I know like grounding and meditation, I know you're into it because, I mean, I think that's why, I don't know, we get along so well because it's like I said before, I was like, don't take it the wrong way, but you're like the male version of me because you like so many things. And, you know, even with paranormal, cryptids, grounding and meditation, all this stuff, it's like we have a lot in common when it comes to that. So meditation is it's just like a mind and body. And it's always been like for thousands of years, it's been considered a medicine. So thousands of years ago, they used meditation as medicine and it's so powerful. It really can be. There's a lot of ways to use it to heal your body, to heal different ailments and illnesses. So it's really powerful when you use your mind for this.
Oh, 1,000,000%. And I've always been a part of, you know, meditation's been a part of my whole life, ranging from just prayer at church and then just positive thoughts before a sporting games to also just manifesting things when we're out hiking. But when I first moved to Florida, I stayed with this punk rock musical band called Butch Queen and the Bad Habits, and they were really into some crazy stuff. They were really into meditation, but they also got some twisted ways with it, with like Aleister Crowley tendencies. But it was really cool because we did group meditation with like 4 to 6 of us pretty much every night. And we got so addicted to it over time, you know, that we pretty much looked so much forward to after dinner. And it was a lot of special times. But once things got a little farther, I got in my book right here that we'll get into a little bit later with some of the dark stuff that we got into. But again, you always have to tap into the balance of this life, and you can't have the dark without the light, and you can't have the sun without the moon. So I'm big on you have to be aware of everything 360.
Right. Absolutely been aware. So one way to meditate is from sound healing, sound vibrations. A lot of people don't know this. You can absolutely meditate by listening to music in your car, relaxing, singing, whatever it is. Now, there is a difference when you're meditating like that to relax. And then if you're meditating to kind of get in touch with your higher self, that takes a different type of meditation. But healing sounds, drums, the singing bowls, like anything like that, it can heal you. And I know I've shared this channel before. They probably don't know I exist, but Sapien Medicine on YouTube, they do nothing but listen. You have different drums and keys and chimes and all this stuff. So you listen to the sounds. There's nobody talking. It's just like 3 or 4 minute sounds. And there's ones for like liver issues, for kidney problems. There's ones for diabetes. It covers everything. And they're awesome to listen to. There's ones for like ADHD, for focus, it covers everything. But those are amazing, amazing meditations that if you don't want to listen to somebody talk and you just want to pop in some earbuds and turn it on and listen to some music, it's amazing.
Heck yeah. A Drewsry Drew, one of those long tubes, that is also what we used to meditate in Lakeland. And man, when Josh, the guy who played the Drewsry Drew, he was great with instruments. Dude, he would send us to other worlds. I would forget like who I was just listening to this Drewsry Drew while meditating. It was something really special. And yes, instruments can really take you to the next level. I'm a big fan of nature sounds, of course, both natural and audio. But it all started with the audio, with binaural beats back in the day. I remember, you used to be able to put your headphones on and you'd be able to hallucinate. And we used to think that was like the coolest thing. And it really was. Yes,
I love listening to that stuff. It really does. I think it really makes you feel good inside anyways. You can also meditate just by walking or doing yoga, hiking, being in nature, all of that works too. So there's so many different ways to do it, because I know there's a lot of people that ask me, because I always recommend people meditate and they'll say, I've never really been into that. But I'm like, what do you like to do to relax? Go put your feet on the ground, grab a hold of a tree. I mean, do something, yes, you can do it. There's so many ways to do it that people do not think about.
Socks are a conspiracy, but shoes are definitely a conspiracy because they are rubber and they divide us from Mother Earth. When we're barefoot, it is healing us constantly. And we have so many nerve endings and chakras in our feet that it is a beautiful thing just to walk, man. And every day, once you really tap into your spirit and your body, you realize that every day is such a blessing and you just want to make the most of it. And I feel like people are always asking me, like, what do you wake up to? And, I just know that this world is truly magic. So that gets me up in the morning, knowing that The Matrix came out this morning. I was bright and early up, man. It was awesome.
I have not watched it yet.
Oh, it's a mind bender. It really takes the first three and like shakes them up and shovels them out, man. But I loved it for what it was. It really is like current times, and seeing Neo, Trinity, and some other characters that were big surprises. It was meant to be. And the same thing, like the fact that it aligned. Dude, I've done so much mushrooms and LSD and watched those movies over the last like 12 years. I've been waiting for this fourth one for so long that like, what are the odds that I'm doing a meditation podcast that same day? And now my life is kind of aligning and I'm finding out my own Neo awakening stuff. So it's again, just the parallels and the correlations that you can draw between all the synchronicities of life. Once you tap in, all the signs are everywhere. The numbers will always be there and the world will always provide. I always said it, if you follow your destined path, all your needs will be met in abundance. Absolutely.
And I'm sure you've done this too. Guided meditation is a popular one that I always recommend for beginners, but even like I've been meditating for a long time and I love guided meditations. Those are some of my favorite ones. So if anybody is not familiar, this is where you listen to someone, a voice, and they will tell you, kind of things to envision or what to repeat or say, sort of like affirmations or, whatever it might be that you're looking, whatever meditation you're looking at. But you're listening to somebody speak. There are voices, some people's voices that I do not resonate with. And I always tell somebody, just because somebody else likes it doesn't mean you will. If you don't resonate or it kind of irritates you or bothers you, don't listen to it because there's hundreds of other ones to choose from. So always keep that in mind when you're doing this. If you don't like one a few minutes in, go find one that you do like because guided meditations are always good.
100%. I love guided meditations. Going from the CE5 encounters, like you can literally summon an alien encounter in UFOs. And Phyllis Caesar actually summoned a CE5 or CE4 while we were in Mayaka. But I have, summoned UFO encounters and weird spirit deities just in my bed. But then also like the lucid dreaming guided speech, it really sets you down and you stretch out your extremities and then just fall into it. And again, repetition and visualization, all of it combined with a soothing voice, it can really put you into another realm. And it's a beautiful thing that those kind of things exist. And I, recommend to everybody, download it now, put it onto a tape recorder, put it onto a disc. The internet will not always be here, guys. So get what you can and library it away in your house.
Yeah. And looking like astral projection and, meeting your gods or angels or whatever you work with, deities, all this stuff, you can do that with guided meditation as well. Or just, if you're comfortable enough, you can meditate without that, but a guided version of it. But, this is how you get to that level. And that's what I was talking about earlier. While, we can be out in nature or listen to regular music to meditate and relax. If you're wanting to get to this higher level where you're, working with your chakras and getting into your spirituality, this is what you have to like do this other type of meditation, whether it's guided or what you're just asking it, kind of manifesting and meditating on your own. But that's how you get there. You have to you have to do it that way, you know.
Oh yeah, years of practice, months of training, decades of experiences, just get you some kind of clarity. But this is a lifetime practice, guys. So it's never too late to start. Start now. I'm big on showers. When I'm in the shower, I hum and I do deep breaths. So I definitely recommend that to people. I am huge on humming because I've heard so much stories of humming healing, and then many different Sasquatch stories of a mother humming to the young one, or an old alpha just out in the woods humming to himself.
Mm-hmm.
So I again think that is some kind of bridge to the creator, and those vibrations that we can create are something sacred, kind of like the Fibonacci spiral, the golden ratio. I bet if you could see the sound waves of a hum, I bet it would align with a pine cone, a seashell, the galaxies. The fake galaxies, our brain waves, it all would align. And that's a beautiful thing about, radio waves, frequencies, and just the vibrations that make up ourselves. We are all just electrons, protons, and neutrons vibrating, and that's all sound is. So when you said that sound meditation earlier, I was like, yeah, because we're all just moving vibrations, and the sound is kind of just like a nice glue that can really add in that extra layer because it's vibrating, but it adds in that sound. That I don't even know what the word would be, but that's a sense. It's a beautiful thing, and that could really trigger something deep like a mind.
Yeah, me and the little one were listening to some of the sound meditations the other day, and I had my phone on. We were just kind of like getting into it. It was awesome. We listened to that on repeat. It was awesome.
You know me, I've made a lot of music in my day. I have like over 500 songs made, probably over 400 on genius.com that it shows all the lyrics and what they mean, most of them. And that's how I always approached my music with you speak it. That's the existence. I want sing along, they'd be saying those same positive things. And there are a lot of good music like I Will Survive that's out there. But now, as we know that in the 90s, the feds and the music, they combined, and they made a bunch of private prisons. So they had to glorify violence and drugs. So they would send it all. So it's all just a big money monopoly. But that took away from the soul of the music, and they started pushing Molly. Papa Molly, I'm sweating. Woo! It's like, come on, that just sends people straight to behind the bars. And it's really sad because some of it is catchy, but we all know that Lucifer, he was the angel of music. So there is definitely some kind of deceitful energy behind it. So you have to stay pure, and you have to read between the lines, even in all of our music, even this Christmas music that's going around. Read between it, guys. Read between it all. Like you hear me going on The Matrix and all these movies too. I'm also very aware that it's television programming. You gotta see what they give you and then work with it. But don't let them, bend you over the cliff.
Right. Don't let it manipulate you at all.
Right.
So do you do any work with your chakras? Like trying to keep them open or balanced?
I am not as aware as I used to be of, all 7 chakras and how each one aligns. I definitely just try to align with myself, so myself is just a bigger whole. And I know that my throat chakra gets worked out a lot. I do have to calm down on many times. And a lot of people that have met me in real life, they do know that, when I'm all animated on here, it's for a reason. It's definitely 1,000,000% authentic. But I know that on the screen, you got to perform. You got to, entertain. But when we're out in the woods, I find that zen, I find that balance. And every single morning I am achieving the necessary goals and the necessary failures to become the better person. So every day I'm definitely trying to align the chakras, but I do 100% admit that I have gotten far away from the specifics. A lot has gone to crazy Mongolian monster names rather than the data on them all. But I have my little pink notebook that when I first moved to Florida and I joined the punk rock musical, we all bought this little book that we all filled up every single day of different experiences and different stretches. And we actually held this class within our musical that we would all go after a different chakra, and then we would report back. And I have a lot of the data. Again, I do admit that I have drifted away from the specifics, but it is still with me. But I I would like to learn more of just what you're currently doing, of course, and then we can go back in time and see what I was a part of a half decade ago.
Well, like you said, there, we use the 7 chakras, and those are on our bodies. So if you think about it like in a straight down line, you're going to start from your 7th one, and then they're kind of centered in your body. But there's actually 9 that we're going to talk about. There's a couple extra ones that are not actually on our body, but a part of it. The 7th chakra is your crown chakra. So it's like right here in the middle. And this is where you have this higher state of consciousness. This is your divine connection, your spirituality, your divine connection to that. So if your crown chakra is blocked, you can experience things like just being closed-minded, been you're just not open to any idea other than what you think is right. And you have disregard for other things or people, feelings, which goes back to being closed-minded, or a disconnection with spirituality. So, when people are acting that way, it's probably because their chakra is blocked or kind of closed up, and they need to work on that.
And personally, I think there's an attack on chakras every single day, clearly, yes, in modern society. I think most of us are suffering from a blocked crown chakra most of the time, and that's what most of the society propels, of course. So again, we just have to break free from that freaking barrier that sometimes we put on ourselves, but what has been burdened upon us, long before we came out. But I think our purity can overcome it. Absolutely.
Our sixth chakra, our brow chakra. So it's like right here. Also the third eye chakra. This is our intuition. This is where our energy lies, that are knowing. You're all seeing, you're all knowing, your foresight. So when this is blocked, you can have a lack of clarity and a lack of insight, a lack of getting those gut feelings. Some people don't have that. And it amazes me that, that some people do lack these things, and I want nothing more for them but to open these up, but that is where our third eye lies. So a lot of people say it's also in the crown chakra. So there's a little bit of debate, because this one is also known as your third eye chakra, but I think it has a lot to do with both, not just one. So if you're having a lack of clarity, a lack of feeling intuitive, that's where you need to work on.
The brow chakra.
Yes, the third eye chakra, or the third eye chakra is what most people call it. Let's see. And then we have our throat chakra, which is directly in the center of your throat. That is for clear communication, communicating effectively, where people understand what you're saying, the ability to state things in your life without fear, and also to state things to other people, not just in your own life, but to say how you feel. And, when it's balanced, it works properly. Everything is flowing the way it needs to be flowing. So if your throat chakra is blocked, you're going to experience things like shyness, feeling withdrawn, or, you want to be by yourself, but it can also make people arrogant. So arrogance or having higher anxiety can be caused from a blocked throat chakra. It's amazing how, and see now, like, this is how I think when they say meditation has been used as medicine, I mean, this is directly connected with communication, with anxiety, with depression, with so many things in life.
Yeah, when you hold stuff in, that just builds up. That's why I'm big on getting stuff off my chest and just being honest and taking the L's when they come, burning the other ones, and success and W's, they come. So enjoy that too. But just keep forward and finding that balance. No one's undefeated, no one's perfect, and no one gets stuck in the dumps forever. So you have to just survive that morning, man.
Yes. Then we have our fourth chakra, which is our heart chakra. Directly in the center of your chest is your heart chakra. So this is where your self-love, self-worth, what you deserve out of life is. And whenever it's not balanced, so you're going to have a lack of self-discipline. You're going to be maybe in a depressive state, feeling like you're down on yourself, feeling like you're worthless, like you don't deserve things in life. So as you can see, it goes hand in hand with, self-love, and then you can experience the opposite whenever it's blocked. So, I mean, I think it's honestly, we can work. There's a lot of meditations where you can focus just on one, but to do all of them and make sure they're kind of all in balance is very, very important as well. So then we have the solar plexus. This is our third chakra. So this is below your heart, and this is your self-esteem, responsibility, potential. This is very important too. And when you have blockages, this can cause manipulative tendencies in people, control issues, anger, misuse of power. So I think that one, I think that's one that I see a lot in people, especially even people I don't know, when it comes to even people trolling on the internet or, whatever. There's a misuse of power, being manipulative. That's something I think a lot of people notice, even in relationships, Let's see.
1,000,000%. And I think we're all guilty of it, because when you're hurting inside, you want to grasp some kind of control, that you have something figured out, and we don't. We have to just let go and just let the wind blow.
Yes, absolutely. So then we have the sacral chakra, and this is like an inch below your navel. This one is where you have like your sexual energies and creative energies. So a lack of this, or like an imbalance, would be like a lack of emotion, a lack of creativity, no creativity at all, not wanting to use your imagination. And it can also have like sexual dysfunction. There's a lot of other things that goes with it, but this is like your energy center. So, like I said earlier, it's just important to keep all of them open, because I think if we do that, it can heal a lot of things. It can heal so much.
We can heal ourselves from the inside with thought. We just have to focus on that. We don't need any of these crazy Frankenstein experiments or any of that. We have everything we've ever needed. That's why when I'm trying to state my defense of why I believe certain things, it's like, dude, this is like billions of years of just research and data. I just can't give up on that for something so placebo and fake and just propaganda. Yeah, I'm sticking true to our healing.
Question this stuff, like meditation or manifesting. This stuff has been around thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Obviously it works, or it wouldn't get the attention that it still does.
Oh, 100%. I mentioned it earlier. I think prayer is just simple manifestation. You can call it prayer, you can call it whatever you want, but you're speaking to your higher self in your mind. It's right there. It's just manifestation. So when people, laugh at prayer, it's not that, it's so deep. It's the connection between you and yourself, man. And that's what the creator is. We were made in its image, and that empowers me so much.
Yes. So our first chakra is the root chakra. This is at the base of your spine. This is your foundation, stability, security, safety, all of that. When it's blocked, you're going to have fear. You're going to have a lack of stability in your life. And stability doesn't mean 9 to 5 in a subdivision. Stability is just being okay with yourself. That's what stability really is. People get it confused a lot as well. So, when we balance all of these, it's not going to mean everything is going to be perfect. We're still going to have issues. Things are still going to happen, but we're going to know how to handle it better and how to be more aware of our body and when things go wrong. That's what's important about it.
The awareness, being one step ahead, just being ready for it, being prepared. That's everything in so many avenues of life, for paranormal, for cryptid, for sports, for school, for your job, just for every single day, man. Just being there for the ones you love, being prepared.
Excuse me. So the other 2 chakras I was talking about, let's talk about the one above our crown chakra. So this one, and I do meditations, guided meditations, and it covers this one. So this is our soul star chakra, and this is like 6 inches above your crown chakra. So it's technically not on your body, but it's there. Now, this is where what you want to work on when you're looking for like Akashic records, your karmic past lives, when you want to get into touch with like who you used to be. So that's where that comes from. And opening this up and working on your soul star chakra can actually balance all of them. So if you're at that point where you can really work on this and you know what you're doing and you feel it, you can balance your entire body that way. So I think that's really cool because, you know, I've dove a little bit into past lives and that's where it comes from. You have to kind of work on that.
That's magical. As you always hear me explaining ourselves, we're electricity. When we're orange and red, we are this big. And right there is right where we're working. So that is spot on. That is so amazing. But when we're blue and we're purple and we're black and we're cold and we're scared, I'm sure that chakra just shrivels up and you can't even shine like that. Yeah.
Yeah. When you're working on a soul star chakra, the best way to kind of get in touch with that is to hold crystals in your hands while you're meditating. So, and then, you know, you have to manifest that. You have to say, you know, focus on that intent. But crystals in your hands are the best way to work on the soul star chakra.
Heck yeah. What about crystals in your lungs?
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
But like
I can definitely confirm that the ganja definitely helps with meditation and attracting the other side, the other spirits, and just to get in touch with yourself. So 1,000,000%. And it's amazing that, yes, they do have crystals on them. And what's inside of our blood? Crystals. What did the Titans used to bleed out? Gold. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. We already have everything we need, guys. Everything we wanted to achieve, it's already inside of us. You want diamonds and gold? You already got it.
Yes, absolutely. And the other chakra is your earth star chakra. So this one is like 12 to 18 inches below your feet, down into the earth. So this one, when you're tapping into this chakra and you're connecting with it, you're going to have a deeper connection with Mother Earth, with nature, with animals, with everything to do outside. Yes, get your feet in the ground. You're going to have a healthy awareness. You know, a healthy root chakra is what you need when you're outside in nature, when you're when you just want to be connected to earth. I mean, you know, grounded and connected. I mean, it's and this one you can use like for the soul star, you'd want to use like clear quartz or rose quartz, selenite. But when you're dealing with the earth star chakra, connecting with that, crystals like red or green jasper, black tourmaline, those things are the darker ones because people say that
It froze up, Amber. But I bet you, Amber, are you back?
Yes.
Nice. Were you just about to say that the darker crystals, they are closer with earth, and that's what people say. They're good for
yes,
anything grounding wise. And I agree. I'm a big fan of the jade stone.
Yes. But you know, all chakras don't have to be the same. You know, you might not see it the same way. Everybody is a little different. So, you know, if somebody sees a black earth chakra, you know, yours might be dark red or dark blue. I mean, there's no wrong or right answer to this. You know, it's just how you see it on yourself.
For sure. Just again, one step ahead of the game, even knowing this exists and just allowing your body to absorb it. A lot of people think crystals are just rocks. No, they go back to ancient days and they disappear after they serve their purpose. And again, anything in matter just is vibrations. So it all exists. We're all one, and they are used as catalysts. And the Native Americans, the indigenous Native Americans, and also the mound builders were huge with rubies and also other stones like copper, precious metals, just all the other stuff that is hidden down in these mines and caves. I think there is actual purpose to these gold, silver, diamond, that these other elementals and deities and forest creatures, they're able to use. Why do you think the elves and the gremlins and the fairies are always after what you got? Because there's something to it, man. And it's not just our petty reasons that we put on it in society. There's something to its core.
Yes. And they knew something back then because, like, even with the crystals and how many of them, like, what is it, Buddhism? I may be wrong on this, but like they have the pine cone shapes. There's a lot of people and cultures use that. Some of them use head wraps that look like it. There's so many. And what did they know that some of us don't know?
100%.
They were
if anybody watches my videos, I always film the pine cones because it is our eye, man. It's our third eye. It's the Fibonacci spiral. It's God's fingerprint. It's the creator's mark. And wow, that's special.
So how do you feel, like for you, how do you keep yours open or connect with it? And what do you feel is a way people can do that?
I definitely listen to a lot of music, a lot of reggaeton that I could just get lost in. I also definitely recommend people to go outside, get moonlight, at least 5 minutes of it, and of course more than 15 minutes of sunlight every single day, because that starts to release certain chemicals in your body that it's like endorphin. It's very good for you. But moonlight is so slept on. People think it's a reflection from the sun. It's a bunch of NASA hooting hot. No, that is a deity in the sky, and moonlight is actually colder than, say, if you're under a tree in the shade. So we have to absorb that and do our work with it. And then also the moon water that we can use, charging up our crystals in the sun, in the moon, and just burying stuff. I am pretty much an outdoorsman, just naturally. So pretty much my whole life is to get away from the static of the world. Like, that's what this whole paranormal journey is. So I can just journey and exist, and I don't have to, play by the rules of the corporate America. I am trying to live by my own standard that, God and this world and earth laid out for me. So every single day I am trying to manifest a closer creation to this planet. So just every single day is my meditation. And mindset wise, I have, put myself out of their circle. And it is, I catch a lot of backlash and a lot of flack, and I try to remain positive as much as I can. And I am very confident in everything I'm doing, and the world will still break you down. So I just recommend to everybody, be ruthless in your mission, because that is the only way to get your footsteps, going in the right direction. But it just starts small. Like I said before, deep breaths and humming in the shower. Shower, 4 or 5 times a week. You're not even supposed to shower every single day. Definitely do not use shampoo every day. Get rid of your microwave. I don't have a microwave for the last 6 years. Look at me. Look how I turned out, Of course, give up on fast food. No pop. Start small, but the small sacrifices will lead to just more pure choices. And I feel like I'm just a collection of manifestation, and I'm proud of what I've become so far. But like I've said, it's been a lot of positivity, but I've also dabbled with some dark stuff too. And you can't be afraid, and you can't pretend that kind of stuff doesn't exist either. We have to learn from all different avenues.
Right. I absolutely agree. Just want to say, hey, Gypsy, Carol, and Squatch in South Florida.
Yes, a bunch of good people in the chat. Real quick, I just want to say a couple opposites that we always used to study, because I'm always talking about balance. And this was from one of our classes. Safety, danger, victory, defeat. Try to say it in your head. Try to guess what I'm going to say, of course. What's the opposite? Right, wrong, right, left, good, evil, pleasure, pain, hot, cold, love, death, God, devil, round, flat, heaven, hell. And that's just some of them, man. But it's very interesting just to think about how many balances and polar opposites there are, and how many times we find ourselves in the middle and just trying to understand it. It's a very weird thing. It's interesting to tap into. And I feel like we are all walking conundrums. We're all walking witches. We write in cursive. We spell our words. We give sacrifices to the tooth fairy with our bones. So, guys, we've always been manifesting. We've always been in this deep state of meditation. We just have to choose it's under our spell and not theirs.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I think a lot of people are kind of, I guess, customized to a certain way. And then when they pass judgment on others, they don't realize they're doing the same thing. And let me give you a quick example. Especially on TikTok, I'll get people that'll jump in my chat and say things like, "Oh my gosh, you can't talk to demons. This is witchcraft." And I'm like, and then they'll bring religion into it. And I'm like, me and God are good, I promise. But, do your kids blow out candles for their birthday and make wishes on candles and blow out a flame? I mean, there's so many traditions that we have that we don't even think they actually come from a type of witchcraft or some other type of practices from so many years ago. And people are just like, oh, well, that doesn't count. That's just what we do. That doesn't count. But it does. Like, you're passing judgment on somebody for something that you're taking part in too. So I think people need to kind of look up some of the things they do. And if you're really concerned about it, and at least know what you're saying before judging or saying things.
1,000,000%. Yeah, there's roots to everything. And our modern day world is really appraising these pagans that laid this crazy world upon us. So 100%, all the holidays, even this calendar, like October, octagon, octopus, 8, it should be 8, November, 9, 9, Deca, December, 10, like even our calendar is, not right. So yeah, them going after you for that, I'm glad you really blew out their candle. And that's amazing, that in every different angle, I've said it before, we spell words, we write in cursive, but every angle of our life is really like a fairy tale. So Gypsy Rose got it right when they say we live in a comic book world.
Absolutely. We do. It's so, a lot of times people want it to be either so black or white. It's either this or that, but there's so much in between. There's so much in between that, 100%. I think if we open our minds up to it, and just not be closed-minded, like I said, I know sometimes you get comments on your TikToks. They'll be like, "Oh, this is BS" or something. And I just kind of laugh at those comments when I see them. And I'm like, or people that want you to prove something. I'm like, I don't need to prove anything, but prove to me that it doesn't exist. Can you do that? They can't. There's no way they can.
No, you can't. And in the Bigfoot world, I share, hundreds of videos per month, videos and pictures. So definitely a percentage of them are going to come back as hoax or inauthentic, of course. Right. But it's about the doors and the minds that we are opening and the conversations we are having and the reports that end up getting submitted after those things are shared. So yeah, it's amazing to see the riffraff come back like, "Oh, Connor, that video was debunked." Oh, by who? It's like they saw it debunked by one person, so they're coming at me. Where again, I can really flip their script and say that, hey, your baby had candles and you blow them out. That's witchcraft. Well, again, if they're going to debunk something that I'm standing on, or even just sharing, I'm not even standing on it. I will debunk stuff that they're living on. Again, we can drop that, man. There is no such thing as the globe. They never went to the moon. Stanley Kubrick filmed the moon landing. If they believe that water bends and they're going to come at me about one Joe Schmo Bigfoot video being a mask, wow, you don't want to shake this beast about debunking, because I'll debunk your existence. But those people are not even in this chat. I think they just spy on us on our Facebooks and they comment hatred, what they hate. But then when we post flyers saying that we were invited to be speakers at the Great Florida Bigfoot Conference, where are they at though? While I'm having fun, guys, I'm going to talk about a couple things that we used to do before we meditated to bring our group together. And some of these practices I actually do in these Bigfoot expeditions. Me and Tristan from Hidden Relief, we go out hiking a lot. He's definitely my main adventure buddy. He's been with me probably more than 10 times now meditating. But we've also had groups come and they, join in. So it's really interesting to have us two on the same page and other people join in. And you can see the pros and cons and how it all comes together. But facial stretches. So, you move your face in different ways that your face never goes. Of course, it's going to look embarrassing, but you stand there for 60 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, whatever, and you just make your face do stuff it's not used to. You break yourself out of that dang mold we're stuck in, and then humming. You hum for 60 straight seconds, and you stop when you need a breath and you just start over. It is so powerful. Like, let's just hum for like 30 seconds, and then people can hum at home, and let's just see how we feel. Okay, so just hum as long as you can comfortably, and then just start fresh again. Okay, and don't mind when
you mentioned before about like fasting too, when you're out and trying to get to that higher point, and doing it by fasting or being really thirsty, or you know what I mean, like doing things like that too.
100%. I have talked about fasting and also using psychedelics. So yes, putting your mind in different avenues and then trying the same tactics. So it's beautiful. We could do the same exact experiments, different stretches, but we could do it while on an empty stomach, a full stomach. We have it 8 in 3 days. We could do it on some mushrooms, on microdose tea. You could try different variables and see what kind of reactions you get. So it's amazing working. But let's just hum for 30 seconds, and hopefully everybody in the chat, you guys hum at home, and let's just feel this, all right? Of course, we're sitting at a weird position, but of course, just let the positivity go. All right. One more time. And of course, it's virtual, so I don't know how far it's going to send, but as long as you can just slow down once in a while. And of course, that was rushed and, on 3 different cameras and sitting at weird angles. But it's, again, one step in the right direction. And if all of us can connect in certain ways, it turns from different spotlights to a huge floodlight. So it's a beautiful thing.
And how many you can feel the vibration on that one?
Oh yeah, I felt it, and I could feel it coming from the computer too. So imagine the electricity going through the waves. And this one's a fun one too, and this one kind of relates to Sasquatch. Chatter. So my phone just died too, so I'm no longer live with you on TikTok.
That's okay.
But chatter. This one, a lot of people say Sasquatch, samurai chatter. You hear the deep voices, deep. But for 60 seconds, we would just make strange sounds like for 60 straight seconds. You got a whole room full of people doing that. It sounds goofy, but imagine the weirdness just getting out of you and just the vibrations that have been stuck in your throat chakra. Boom, gone, released. It's good to get it out, All right, shoulders to ears. You do shoulders to ears as hard as you can, for as long as you can, or comfortably. Then you just release them slow. And oh my gosh, it feels like the world is lifted off your shoulder. And that is a beautiful stretch just to get closer. Deep breaths. This one is very important for everybody. And all you guys always heard, just take a deep breath, and you just tell yourself, just take a deep breath. There's something to it, man. That's a mantra. Leg stretches, leg lifts, or just shaking them out. Just getting your extremities loose. That's good for falling asleep. Always stretch before you go to sleep. It will help you get faster, taller, and your joints will sleep better. Awesome. The neck stretch, of course, go clockwise and then counterclockwise. Different speeds, fast, slow, hard, wide. Switch it up. Quick breath. Quick breath was one of my favorites. 90 seconds. Once you get to about 22 seconds in, you're like hyperventilating. You don't even know where you're at. So you just keep going and you go places. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And then you observe, for about 7 to 10 minutes, and then you go into your meditation. So we would do all of those in a row as a group. That was one of them. And then we had a couple other more extreme ones. I don't know how much I got written down. The leg stretch, breathing up, chest, ball. So you go, this is before you even meditate. You stand up, go down your chest, and then you crumple into a ball. And then when you go into a ball, you hold for 60 seconds as hard as you can, and then you just release. That one was a little weirder. Stand up straight, let your head drop. And then another one was loud scream. So that one would always wake the neighbors. We did that one more during the day. But a lot of those were more stretches just to get your mind free and loose. So that way when the meditation and the observation time came, you just didn't have anything on your mind. And then other times we took some crazy ones. I am not going to go all the way into it, but you start with your forehead with Ata. Then you go to your breast with Malkuth, then your right shoulder with Va Bera, and then your left shoulder with Ve Bedala, then open hands, La Olaham, Amen. Then you'd face the east, and you'd say Ye Ho Wa. Then you'd face the south, and it'd be Adonai. Then you'd face the west, Ehe. And then you'd face the north, Agla. Then you'd say, before me, Raphael, behind me, Gabriel, on my right hand, Michael, and on my left hand, Ariel. For me about my flames, the pentagram, and in the column stand the 6-ringed star. And that was some darker stuff, guys. You would definitely open up a portal around you, and we all went in different separate rooms when we were doing that kind of stuff. I definitely found some answers I was searching for. I also found some stuff that was out there that I don't want to encounter ever again. I also definitely want to recommend to people for group meditation, definitely get to know the people you're meditating with. I was caught in the middle of both. Sometimes we were experimenting. Other times it was family. But, man, things definitely went crazy in Lakeland in many different ways. But, again, I manifested it. I always wanted to work at a pub and live at a pub. Well, I joined a band, and I lived with the band. And that band taught me so much about myself in my real life and then also the spiritual realm too.
That's awesome.
It was crazy.
We learn from the good and the bad. So it's all about our journey and our path.
1,000,000%.
We can't have everything always.
We need to see what we went wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So I think we're going to end this here in a few minutes. I know you've got a couple other things to do. But I just want to end this by saying to anybody listening that always do what you want to do that makes yourself happy. Always make your soul happy first. I like to give the comparison, like, and you've probably heard me tell this to people before, you know, of a family of lawyers, you know, and then they want their son to go to law school, but he doesn't want that. You know, if he does this, he's always going to wonder what would have happened to his life if he would have done what he truly wanted and not what somebody else wanted for him. So always think about that. You know, yes, people have to make money, have to pay bills, but if there's something you really want to do in life, it's not too late to go for it. It's not too late to put your energy into it and manifest that into your life, because life is so short. Even if you live to be 110, it is short. So always make the best of your life. Make this life what you want it. And don't be afraid to do something different.
There is no better life than yours. Like, you are here for a reason, and live up to it. Live up to your standard. Don't chase the money. Don't live up to your family standards. Look, I live in a trailer. I lived out of my car. I got a very low paying day job, but I am happy, guys, because I am going after what I want. And that will leave me on the outside of a lot of rooms, and it will have people looking at you sideways. But in my heart, I know that I'm chasing what I want, and I sleep better at night like that. And I get to be myself. I get to be authentic to people. And I know that when I meet someone that's authentic, they blow me away. And I know what effect I have on some people. I just know that I just want everybody to know that you have that same effect too when you're chasing what you want to be after. I'm inspired by freaking every single body on the side of this page right now. I just want everybody to live up to theirs, man, because this world will break you down. It is so artificial, empty. It is nothing. It is black and white. Live in color. Go after what you want to do. Teach yourself guitar. You know, cheer on what you want to cheer on. Even if you find yourself 1 against 100, if you know what's right, what's your truth, go with it. Like I will die on my hill 1,000,000 times over before I, walk over to their side of the road, because I've learned, man, I've played by their rules. I've, tried to worship their standard, and man, you never live up to it. So just live for yourself, and the right things will happen.
It's never enough with the big ones.
Right. Because if you fulfill yourself, your own destiny, you're going to be more than enough for anybody that has found you. And again, we have all found each other, and we've all battled our trials and tribulations to shape us for these exact moments. So you're never too small. You're never not ready. This world lies to you because it is scared of you, because we hold this beautiful energy that cannot be contained. So they're trying to get you to sign it over. Never do that. Remain yourself to the end.
Yes. I mean, we're all on different paths in life, but our paths crossed for a reason. We're all in this journey together. So always remember that, especially when you meet new people. Like, give everybody a chance, because you never know how much somebody new is going to impact your life or change your life.
100%. And I catch myself, at the game store when I open and it's right in the morning and there's people lined up. Sometimes I catch myself judging them, and then I get reminded real quick. Like the other day, there was this lady. She was there like 5 minutes before open. Of course, that made me mad. It's so stupid. That's so petty. Like, that's so weak emotion of me to get mad over that kind of stuff. And I got mine, man. In my head, I'm like, why is she here? She opens up. Her son just got his Nintendo Switch robbed from him the day before. And I just got that clarity in my head, like, Connor, like, stop, never stop taking the shortcut. Like, it was the lazy route to get mad. I should have just let it be and then let the situation happen. That would have never felt stupid, So never try not to judge and be prejudiced, of course, but that's our natural way. That's how we've been programmed. So break free every single day, every single moment. You could always be better. So just
absolutely.
It's never too late. It's never too late. And when I catch myself cheating myself, I'm the first one to correct myself and to be hard on it. And I want everybody to be your own judge and crack down, but also be your own cheerleader too. We all deserve freaking claps in the corner, and just survive in your normal freaking day. These past 2 years is more than enough. So all you guys are worthy. You guys are all valuable. Definitely share your spirit with your family, because even just being here just shows that you have open mind, and all of our loved ones are not that lucky. So be that open mind and that little bright gift of hope during these dark times. And even if it's just a small, sincere there for them, you were there for somebody, and it comes in many different shapes and forms. And I feel like us being on these shows, vulnerability and just insecurities come out, but we can also be there for people, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yes, absolutely. So, well, thank you for being on the show with me, and hopefully what I would love, people to take away from this is just to learn something new, or even if you're not into this, just keep an open mind and try it, experience something new and see how it goes. So I hope everybody can do that. And 100%. I'm so thankful for everybody that was here and stopped by.
Yeah, thank you so much. Guys, definitely check me out on Squatchin' South Florida. We're going to be live in like an hour and a half or something. We're having a Christmas episode. And I heard through the grapevine that Amber's Paraworld might even make an appearance sometime during the episode. There's tons of cool Christmas legends. We got Krampus, elves, Santa, Sator, and even the reindeer, guys. Growing up, I still remember looking up in the sky and looking for that flash and be like, that was Santa. And I remember multiple times at my grandparents' farm, we would see, bright things in the sky. We saw Santa. And I am huge on saying that, all these parents lying to their kids saying Santa doesn't exist. Like, get real, parents. There's something to it. Clearly.
You know just as well as I know that these stories came from somewhere.
1,000,000%. And I will be releasing a Goatman video, hopefully on Christmas. There's a Goatman story here in Georgia, which I'm doing it for the Krampus legend, but this story is a little different than the Krampus legend. There was a hate crime that happened, and a man got killed, and then they never found his body, and it's turned into a half man, half beast, and it's hunting down all the people that did him wrong. So with this Krampus legend, I'm with the Goat Man, but most of the time, Baal and the Globe and all that Goat Man Baphomet crap, that's out the window for me because we're with the Creator. We're with that purity. It's about this existence, man. It's a beautiful thing. And as you guys know, I walk with the light, man, and a little bit of light can just wipe out a dark cave. So, guys, walk with that light as well in the paranormal world, in the Bigfoot world, and in your real world, guys. Also, while I'm on my little tangent, I also want everybody to check out The Void Cat. Guys, manifestation. I wanted to make movies my whole childhood. Now what am I doing? I'm making movies. I'm so freaking happy. And I was on the newspaper, the staff, writing the news. Man, you know what happens now? The newspaper writes about me. So manifest what you want. And
that's
I also
awesome.
wanted to be in Walmart. And look, it came in this form. Zillafoot, my movie. But I'm so excited for the future. Of course, I said that I'm speaking at the Great Florida Bigfoot Conference in January. My dad just commented on my Facebook post. He's like, good luck, which is very, nice thing to say. And I said, good luck to the audience. Oh, man, they're going to be in for a wormhole of information when I get done with them. I'm super excited. And I'm also going to be a part of the Bigfoot Odyssey, the 168-hour expedition and documentary. 1 complete week in the swamp straight down here in Florida. It's going to be awesome. I hope everybody can be great with my energy for 7 days.
Are you guys going to have a way to charge like phones and all that stuff?
Yeah, I'll have my car there too, but I bought a bunch of solar powered stuff. And what's crazy is it's a full film production. So there's $50,000 worth of cameras. So there's going to be a whole team there that they take all of our equipment each night and then they store it and then they give us back equipment the next morning. So it's going to be a professional thing, but hopefully I'll be able to have my GoPro and, be live on TikTok the whole time, but that'll be very cool.
Yeah. I just want to address a comment real quick. And Mary 1970 said, I love watching Bigfoot movies. I would really like to see a real Bigfoot. Mary, if you're in the woods ever, you may have already seen one or it saw you and you just did not know it. I couldn't tell you how many photos or videos I've had have been in the woods and then someone else will watch them and say, oh my gosh, do you see that right there? It stared right at you. It took a while for me to figure out you gotta know what you're looking at because they can cloak and, like you said, the hairs can be invisible sometimes or they can blend in with their surroundings. But there's been times I've looked back at my photos and stuff and there's absolutely faces or one photo. I don't know if I sent it to you, but he's literally standing up and down right there. But it's in a video, so it goes so fast. When I'm panning around, you don't see it, but when you can see arms, and it's crazy. But there's a lot of things that you might see if you just either take pictures and look back at them or video. But you may have already seen one and just maybe not realized it.
100%. Well said. I say that in my first chapter of my Bigfoot book. I say it's a very good chance that we've all walked past Bigfoot structures and been close to the hairy man because, tree arches, teepees, ground glyphs, bent trees, even weird tree structures that people don't even, X marks the spot or a Y or a trident. There is many things going on in the forest. So yes, I think many people have encountered these creatures and have no clue. But once you know and what to look for, they're out there pretty much all the time.
Yes. There's definitely things in the woods. I know we've got things in the woods and I don't even know what they are, but they're 3 foot tall and I've seen them twice and they look solid white to me, but it's like a human shape and they'll poke out behind the trees and I don't know. I don't know what they are.
Wow. That sounds like
some type of,
It sounds kind of like the Rake, like Gollum or the crawlers from The Descent.
But I can't see a face on it, but it's I don't know if it's a sort of fae or if it's something, I think it's something different. I don't know.
Wow.
But I've seen it a couple of times.
That's
Even
crazy.
when I'm filming, though, what you can see with your eyes at night versus what your camera picks up isn't as far, you can see farther than what your camera sees. So
hey, a couple more days, and I ordered a bunch of stuff for Christmas. I got a thermal camera coming. I got a new EMF detector, so having two different EMFs going. I think I ordered a new pair of dowsing rods, which I'm still so sad about my original pair. No one else is touching these, guys. You can't
meditate with them, roll them in your hands, twirl them around, just sit there and watch a movie and get your energy all up in them.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. I feel like a lot of people use a knife like that too. Just having a knife in your hand, having that solid. It's like a totem, you know? It brings you back to this reality.
I finally got one of these the other day, and I've never used one but it's pretty cool.
Heck yeah. And you could communicate with that too. You could say, 3 lights for yes or 2 for no. And we have some incredible stuff at Bellamy Bridge, at Mayaca, and at the Natural Bridge. I have awesome videos of that, of the EMF detector and the spirit box, and we're communicating, and we're getting yes and no answers, and it's lighting up. It is amazing. But that's the one I just ordered. I have a different one, so it's really cool that we're going to have 2 of them measuring, different vibrations out there. So yes, it's really cool.
The other day I had it hold it on my third eye and it kept spiking. I'm like,
oh wow,
I'm just messing with it.
We're electric, that says Absolutely. That in pretty much the Matrix. That's what the whole thing is. Like, the machines use our body for the battery of the future because we blew up the sky and the sun. So oh man, we're electricity, guys.
Yeah, I can't wait to take this out in my woods. I just haven't done it yet. I think it's supposed to be really nice these next few days. So I think it's supposed to be in the 60s. So I'm going to go up there and maybe try to film some stuff in the woods.
Heck yeah. I need $2 more on my Cash App for Necrophonics. Guys, Cash App, Swamp Thing 33. Send me $2 so I can buy Necrophonics.
The Necrophonic app is awesome. And if you whatever email address like you have your Play Store in, if you put that on your computer, the same email address or whatever, you can download it as many times as you need to on different devices. So like I think for it works on like 4 phones.
Yeah, because I want to use Necrophonics on my TikTok live, of course,
Yes.
But I'll be able to GoPro with that too. But the EMF detector is so dope for like taking the video and the experience to the next level. I'm super excited for
Absolutely. Yeah, that'll be cool.
I'm pumped. Well, real quick, a couple more props. Guys, if you cannot keep up with the speed of my voice, but you like reading around the fire, please buy my book, Big Brother, Bigfoot. That is the second one. The very first one is Eerie Swamps, Road Trip to Eden. These are awesome documents of my journey from Ohio down to Florida, and also from Canada down to Florida, across the United States to New Orleans, Arizona. Of course,
and you can find it on Amazon, right? Both of them are on Amazon.
Yep, they're all on Amazon. Yep. And I also just signed a book deal with Beyond the Fray Publishing. So all 4 of those books are going to be put out through Beyond the Fray. Plus, they're putting out my newest book that I just finished called Every Campus Has a Crystal Lake. And that one's about haunted campuses and camps and different schools that I've been to that have their cool haunted stories. I went to college at Bowling Green State University, which I studied film there, and the theater department was haunted. The whole theater was haunted by Alice. She was a girl that died during a performance, and if you didn't thank her before your production, things would go wrong. And one of our short films ended up not finishing up because a couple of the crew members got in a car accident while filming, and then we got ran out of a junkyard and stuff. So a lot of stuff went wrong, and we blamed it on Alice. So I thought that was always cool. I grew up going to Kings Island, I hope I have it here. Kings Island, oh yeah, baby, is the main spot for R.L. Stine's The Beast. His book takes place at Kings Island, where I grew up going to, and there's 2 wooden roller coasters, The Beast and Son of Beast, the 2 meanest wooden roller coasters in the world, tallest, fastest, and one actually has a flip. Well, we actually, grew up going on it, and then 21 people got injured really bad on it, and they had to close it down. And there's a huge patch of woods that they say there's a Bigfoot beast in. So it was always freaking close to my heart. And, of course, the last one I'll mention is Cedar Point, the best amusement park in the world. Millennium Force, Top Thrill Dragster, the tallest, fastest coasters in the world. One person got hit by the Raptor. Mr. Ballin actually did a video on it, but a couple other people died on the grounds, and one group of people tried to kill me and my friends for fishing in one area. So I talk about a lot of paranormal stuff and then just, teenage hooligan crap too. So it's really fun.
See, we have Camden Park out here, and that one is so ancient. Like, I've gotten hurt in that place so many times. Like, they're just rough, but it's supposed to be haunted as well. I'm not sure what all happened there, but it's on one of the haunted places in West Virginia list. So
I'm gonna have to look that up. I never came across it.
See, I used to love rides, but now they kind of make me a little woozy the older I get. But
beware of carnival rides, though. Those are not professional, and they have the highest death rates. So Final Destination, no, thank you.
And I was going to say, I swear I have R.L. Stein books sitting by my bed, too. I love R.L. Stein books.
Heck yeah. Man. Goosebumps is so dope. The Werewolf of Beaver Swamp.
And the series they have, I think it's on Netflix now, but they used to have the shows, back when I was in like junior high or whatever. They had or middle school, elementary school, they had a TV series out, and it's on Netflix now.
And then Fear Street, just came out, those 3 movies. That was awesome too. 3 Fridays in a row, R-rated, R.L. Stein. It was so dope.
Oh, I didn't hear about that. What is it on?
It was on Netflix. 3 movies, 3 Fridays in a row. It was revolutionary, and they all are different time periods, and they all intertwine. Yeah, you'll definitely have to watch that. I'm surprised.
I'm going to watch it. I did not know about that.
Yeah.
I haven't watched anything, and it's been years. Like, I don't really watch anything, but just
that's good. Less programming. But shout out to Gypsy Road, because me and him did a whole podcast on all 3 episodes, or all 3 movies, and that is cinematic history. That's never been done before. 3 movies, 3 Fridays in a row. Like, come on, we had to wait like 30 years for Avatar 2 to finally get made.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Well, I hope you have a great night, and hope you have a great Christmas, and everybody in the chat, everybody that's watched this, wish you the best. Merry Christmas and Merry Meditations.
For sure.
I'm a dork.
And happy holidays, everybody. Definitely stay pure, but enjoy the magic of these times, and end this year right and start next year really fresh. And don't let the establishment sway your mind. Live for you, and the rest will be good.
Yes. All right. Bye, everyone.